can AI outperform a human in what they do in the following way? Can AI make one human 5 humans? So that's basically, if you want to, and here the human is doing something very technical. So, you know, we talk about underwriting, whatever the use case is, you have an expert who's been trained in understanding not just data, but proxy data. It's very hard to teach people proxy. Like, you guys are all watching this, and you have the people who are, you're very good at what you do, so you're not just looking at what I say, you're looking at inferences for what it means based on years of experience, right? So it's like, that's how you know if what I'm saying is actually going to change your model of their business, right? So like, and so 5 people say the same thing. One is convincing, one's not, and that's how you make all your money. You can tell the difference. You can hear what people, so that's de facto what a technical human is doing. Can the large language model combined with what we call our ontology make one human 10x more valuable, meaning they have 5x more output at half the time? Okay, so that is actually a crazy hard thing to do, because you're going to have to figure out where do you deploy the large language model across the decision tree. It's not one decision, just like I'm making many statements and you're bracketing. That makes sense, that turns the dial, that changes something, that's different than what I heard, that is what I've heard before, but because of that, it's commodified, I don't believe it, right? And those are assessments you're making. Underwriters are doing exactly the same thing. So it is a huge milestone if you can actually come in and change the unit economics dramatically. And dramatically is important because there's a huge institutional cost to this. So the question you're going to ask yourself is, okay, or many of you are going to say, I assume I believe them, he's a little crazy, whatever. But you're going to de facto, the next question is this a commodified way of doing things, right? And what I would tell you is it would be if you actually could do it.
Do you know that right now, a technical employee in your company is spending hours on work that AI could complete in minutes? Alex Karp from Palantir believes we're at the edge of an economic revolution, like having race car drivers finally freed from bumper-to-bumper traffic. Large language models combined with ontologies are already transforming how underwriters make decisions, analysts process intelligence, and engineers solve complex problems. This technology stack unlocks unprecedented productivity gains across high-value work. The question isn't if AI will transform your workforce, it's whether your company will be ahead of the curve or playing catch-up. Later, we'll explore exactly how this transformation happens. Here's the problem nobody's talking about. Your most expensive technical talent is wasting 60% of their time on low-value tasks that AI could handle instantly. Think about that for a second. The people you're paying 6-figure salaries, your underwriters, your data analysts, your engineers, are spending most of their day just gathering and organizing data rather than using their expertise to drive your business forward. This inefficiency has become a crisis that's killing innovation across industries. Picture this. An experienced underwriter faces a complex risk assessment that could save your company millions. Instead of applying her expertise immediately, she spends hours hunting down data across multiple systems, copying information between spreadsheets, and formatting reports before she can even begin the actual analysis. These professionals have spent years developing specialized skills, but they're drowning in administrative busywork. They come to work to make critical judgments and solve complex problems, but instead, they're caught in endless data processing cycles. It's like hiring a master chef who spends most of their day shopping for ingredients and washing dishes instead of creating the culinary masterpieces that distinguish your restaurant. The traditional solutions aren't cutting it anymore. Companies keep throwing more bodies at the problem, optimizing processes, or expecting longer hours from their teams. This approach fails spectacularly because adding more technical staff doesn't generate proportional output. You often get diminishing returns. Every new hire creates more communication overhead and coordination costs, more meetings, documentation, status updates, and alignment efforts. Some teams can double in size while only increasing their output by 30%. That math doesn't work especially when technical talent comes at a premium. The bigger your team gets, the more time everyone spends managing the team rather than doing the actual work. There's also a brutal reality companies aren't facing. Specialized technical talent requires years to develop. An underwriter with 15 years of experience has seen thousands of cases and developed pattern recognition abilities that new hires simply don't have. When experienced workers retire or move on, that institutional knowledge leaves with them. Current productivity tools aren't addressing the fundamental problem. They might help organize tasks or communicate more efficiently, but they don't solve cognitive overload. Your underwriters must analyze hundreds of data points for each decision. Analysts drown in spreadsheets, and engineers get buried in documentation. Meanwhile, companies that solve this productivity crisis gain massive advantages. They move faster, make better decisions, and produce higher quality work, while competitors struggle with old inefficiencies. In today's market, this advantage is existential. Businesses that can't crack this code watch their market share evaporate. Take the insurance industry. Underwriters spend up to 70% of their workday gathering and organizing data. Their high-value expertise, the actual underwriting decisions, gets squeezed into just 30% of their time. It's like having a Formula One car, but only driving it one day a week. The data doesn't suggest AI will make these technical workers obsolete. Instead, we're seeing a transformation where AI eliminates low-value tasks. Imagine your underwriters spending 90% of their time on actual underwriting instead of 30%. Or data analysts focusing on insights rather than data preparation. This is exactly the productivity crisis that Alex Karp and Palantir are tackling. Their vision makes humans exponentially more effective by letting machines do what machines do best, so humans can focus on what only humans can do. Those multiples of output aren't some theoretical concept that might happen someday. The transformation is happening right now in real environments with measurable results. When Karp talks about combining large language models with specialized ontologies, he's describing the secret sauce that's creating quantum leaps in productivity. One technical worker using these AI systems can literally perform tasks that previously required an entire team. The challenge has always been capturing the essence of expert judgment, what Karp describes as recognizing patterns in proxy data. Experienced professionals instinctively make connections between seemingly unrelated factors, spot subtle red flags, and draw on years of pattern recognition that's nearly impossible to articulate. This tacit knowledge makes veterans in specialized fields extraordinarily valuable. AI systems now address this challenge by serving as cognitive co-pilots. They handle the complex, data-intensive work that consumes most of a technical professional's day, gathering information across disparate sources, organizing it meaningfully, and performing initial analysis at machine speed. Karp's approach differs fundamentally from conventional AI implementations. His vision centers on systems that present relevant data at exactly the right moment a decision needs to be made. The AI amplifies human judgment rather than attempting to replace it, much like how the steam engine amplified human physical capabilities during the Industrial Revolution, forever transforming manufacturing. The magic happens through combining large language models with domain-specific ontologies. These ontologies function as specialized knowledge frameworks, essentially formalized representations of how experts think, including concept relationships, information hierarchies, and decision pathways specific to their field. When these ontologies pair with powerful language models, the AI learns by observing top performers make decisions. It watches the master's work, gradually building models that replicate human-like judgment at inhuman speeds. The system develops a nuanced understanding of the domain rather than blindly following rules. The economic implications are profound. Even accounting for implementation costs, the productivity gains transform unit economics for entire industries. Companies successfully deploying these systems are fundamentally reshaping possibilities with their existing workforce. In practice, early adopters in complex analytical fields are experiencing documented 5 to 10x productivity increases in technical workflows. Financial underwriters equipped with these AI systems see an 80% reduction in data gathering time, eliminating hours spent hunting through disparate databases and documents. Their decision-making speed increases by 60%, while accuracy improves by 40%. These metrics come from direct before and after comparisons of workflow completion times and quality assessments. The competitive implications are stark. When your analysts can process 10 cases in the time competitors handle just one while making better decisions, market dominance becomes inevitable. The first-mover advantage in data-intensive industries isn't just significant, it's potentially existential. This transformation isn't about replacing humans with AI. It's about creating superhuman technical professionals by removing the cognitive load of data processing and augmenting their unique judgment capabilities. The humans still make crucial decisions, but with unprecedented situational awareness and analytical support, like pilots using advanced instruments to navigate through conditions that would be impossible with eyesight alone. So here we are at the turning point. Bill Gates himself predicts AI will become commonplace across industries. But notice what he's saying. It's about augmentation, not replacement. The future belongs to companies that recognize this distinction. The most successful organizations will actively shape how AI transformation unfolds. Those who hesitate risk watching competitors race ahead with dramatically enhanced capabilities. Organizations that proactively use AI to augment technical talent will fundamentally alter the competitive landscape. The decisions you make today determine your adaptability tomorrow. Will your company lead this evolution or struggle to catch up? The stakes couldn't be higher.